By skipping them, our administrators violated not just their own policies, but the trust of every student, every staff member, and faculty member, and the public beyond the university. Is this what the regents want? Do they want a university where faculty are dismissed by political whim? Where students lose mentors overnight and classrooms are left empty? Where learning is dictated not by scholarly expertise, but by partisan interference? The regents have the power to stop this unraveling, to restore order, to restore trust, and to protect the integrity of this institution and to all state employees. But the restoration of sanity takes courage. Courage to stand up to those who would rather impose narratives, understand the value of free and open universities. Say, not here, not at Texas State, not for all Texas State employees. The same courage our students show when they ask hard questions. The same courage Dr. Alto showed when he taught about labor history, the power of people to change their conditions of life, and empowered his students to think critically about the world around them. And let us not forget, this crisis doesn't end with one firing, as we have seen. Right now, the university is forcing faculty to rush through a so-called, quote-unquote, value neutrality curriculum review. 280 courses in just 60 working days. A review that was never part of normal university procedures. A review that undermines faculty authority, academic freedom, and the very spirit of higher learning. Faculty already review courses regularly. This mandate is redundant, politically motivated, and corrosive to the integrity of teaching and learning. Let's be clear. Academic freedom is not a partisan issue. It is not limited to those within the halls of the university. Epistemic justice is the right to learn. The freedom to education belongs to all Americans. An uncensored education. It is a public good. It is what guarantees our students receive an education grounded in evidence, debate, and unlimited discovery, not fear of censorship, punishing, or firing. So today we call on the regents of Texas State University System to do their due diligence. Stand up for exist to uphold. Stand up for academic freedom and epistemic justice, the right to learn for all people. The Texas State community and all state employees are watching and waiting for the regents to do the right thing. Do your job. Do your job.
Do your job. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job. Do your
job, because that's what we do, day in and day out. They can restore order. We can restore our dignity. They need to do something to bring Texas State and all of us back from the brink. And I think we have shown that all of us have the power to do this, to push them to do the right thing. I see all of your faces, and I see all the hope and optimism that we need at this moment, and it's very heartening. So I want to speak in the words of Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta, si se puede.
Si se puede.
Si se puede.
Si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede.
Gracias.
One more big round of applause for Amy. Thank you so much, Amy. Alrighty, thank you so much, Amy. We appreciate that. And also from AAUP, the Vice President of AAUP for UT Austin, Lauren Gutterman is next.
Yes, my name is Lauren Gutterman, and I'm here on behalf of the AAUP chapter at UT Austin. We stand in solidarity with Dr. Tom Alter, a tenured member of the History Department at Texas State University, who was unjustly fired for political speech he made in his capacity as a private citizen, off campus and on his own time. He was, like so many other faculty members across this state and across the country, targeted by antagonists on social media who sought to silence and make an example out of him. Rather than defending Dr. Alter in the face of this attack, Texas State University's president fired him after a deeply flawed investigative process without faculty involvement. Dr. Alter's students have lost an outstanding teacher, and Texas State has lost credibility. If Dr. Alter can lose his job for engaging in political speech because it is disfavored by the administrative leaders of a public university in Texas, any one of us can. Faculty at public universities do not lose their First Amendment right to free speech when they take a teaching position. This violation of Dr. right to free speech has weakened the First Amendment rights of all faculty members at public colleges and universities in Texas. We are already seeing the repercussions of this at UT Austin, as faculty members are more fearful than ever before about expressing political views as private citizens, about teaching politically controversial subjects as instructors, and about voicing their opinions as employees regarding changes at our institution. Governor Greg Abbott even celebrated the dismissal of a faculty member from an administrative position at UT because of, quote, ideological differences. And Abbott made it clear that the state is targeting what he perceives as leftist professors. We refuse to be intimidated from exercising our right to engage in political expression, assembly, and petition as protected by the Constitution. If Dr. Alter is not reinstated, we will encourage our chapter members to withhold their labor and support from Texas State University campuses. We are at a pivotal moment in the history of higher education in Texas, and Dr. Alter's firing is one of many concerning incidents. In September, Professor Melissa McCool was fired from Texas A&M for teaching about gender identity in a children's literature course. In October, Texas Christian University announced consolidation of its women's and gender studies and critical race and ethnic studies departments into the English department. This was done without consulting the faculty of the departments, and administrators refused to provide faculty with documentation to support its financial justification. This week, the Texas A&M Board of Regents will vote on a policy that would require all content and materials for courses on race, gender identity, and sexual orientation to be approved by the campus president. And it would punish faculty for teaching content outside of a pre-approved syllabus. These threats to free speech, academic freedom, and shared governance are grave. We join with our colleagues across campuses, both public and private, in order to protect free speech and academic freedom, not only for ourselves today, but for the future students and educators of this state. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gutterman. We appreciate it. One more big round of applause for Dr. Gutterman. Awesome. And our next speaker is also from UT Austin. They are a student with the Austin Students for a Democratic Society, Daniel Ramirez.
I'm not Daniel Ramirez. You couldn't be here today. I am Devin May from UT Students for a Democratic Society. I am tired of Greg Abbott and his Board of Regent appointees across the state tearing our universities apart. between the firing of Dr. Alter for First Amendment protected speech at Texas State to the forceful implementation of the incredibly unpopular Trump Compact and the cancellation of our gender and sexuality studies at the University of Texas, to the erasure of trans identities and the denial of health care across the state. These decisions, whether made by university administration or state legislators, do not serve us in any way, and we do not want them in our universities. It is my experience as a student organizer at UT that the administration does not care about us. They don't care about their undergraduate students or their similar all across the state. And all of this is in service to a political vision. The administration does not care about actually being stewards of our universities like they are supposed to. Greg Abbott and his appointees know that free and fair academic institutions are the cornerstone of a functioning democratic society, and that is not a society they want for us. We are governed by people who are against the very institutions they are supposed to represent, all in service of an ultra-nationalist, white supremacist governor with a reactionary agenda to push. We have to remind them, and keep reminding them, that these are our universities. The faculty who keep these universities running and the students they do it for are way more important than a university president or board of regents who seem universally to live in infamy, at least in the minds of the students that they govern. While I would love to live in a world where our universities were democratized in the hands of faculty and students, we don't live in that world. And university administrations all across the state are going to continue to ignore us for as long as they can. They do not want to do their job. So until that vision becomes a reality, it is up to us to keep fighting. Keep making sure that they do hear us until ignoring us becomes impossible.
Thank you so much, Devin. We appreciate it. One more big round for Devin. Okay, amazing. And then next, reading a statement on behalf of the Tom Alter Defense Committee, we have TSU member Mike Gross.
So I'm reading this on behalf of the National Committee to Defend Tom Alter. It's hundreds of academics and faculty members across the country who are aware of following this issue and supporting Tom Alter. This is their statement. The Committee to Defend Tom Alter stands in solidarity with Tom and his supporters at today's rally against the travesty of justice. Tom Alter is a man of integrity and a first-rate scholar of history. That's why more than 5,000 people have now written to the Texas State University's administration and regents demanding Tom Alter's reinstatement. More than 3,000 academics from around the world have refused to ever work with Texas State University for violating Tom Alter's free speech and academic freedom. They have also called for the Carnegie Foundation to refuse Texas State's bid for R1 status. Texas State has been made a national embarrassment to higher education and a pariah in the academic community. Those who believe in academic integrity and excellence will never forgive and forget Kelly Damphouse, the Texas State Board of Regents, and the people inside this building until they reinstate Tom Alter. They have a choice. Until they do the right thing, they will continue to make Texas State a laughingstock in the eyes of educators everywhere who fight for decency, respectability, and the right to free speech.
Alrighty, and as we're coming towards the end of the program, I'd like to invite up Ann Lewis, who is a TSU Executive Board member.
And it's not on, is it? It's on. It's on? Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm just delighted to see everybody everybody out. I feel like I have brothers and sisters and everyone behind me. It's really lovely. I wanted to begin, I've been rereading Dalton Trumbo's essay on the House Un-American Activities Committee, and it's called The Time of the Toad. And the toad is based on Emile Zola's comment that when he got up in the morning, the first thing he did was purchase, taste, and swallow a whole toad. And this allowed him to recognize and deal with the events of the day. And I think you've heard a great deal about the toad that's here. But I want to skip, I had a recap of Tom Alter's case, and I think you've heard of that. That is the toad. But I want to talk about what we've done. Meanwhile, in this last 2 months, we, labor unions and historians and central labor councils and students and professors and good-hearted people have come to the defense of Tom Alter and others under attack from the government, not only in Texas, but across the country. We've rallied, demonstrated, signed petitions, written letters, created a national committee to defend Tom. But perhaps most important, we have used this attack as a platform to keep on organizing. And that's exactly what everybody who preceded me has done. Free speech means nothing unless it's exercised. That's right. In his Beyond Vietnam speech in 1967, Dr. King called his government, and I'm quoting, the greatest purveyor of violence in the world, and said, I cannot be silent. The First Amendment includes our right to hear those words, to print them, to associate freely with those who might quote them. It's the basis of civil rights, and it's the basis of labor union organizing. And we simply must defend those who exercise it for the benefit of all of us, like Tom, like Caleb, like Rich. I'm seeing people, all of us. The German Nazi attack in the 1930s on higher education began with a purge of professors and students. Then substituted university administrators who were Nazi sympathizers for those who weren't. Then removed curriculum that didn't promote Nazi ideology. There's a toad we recognize here, whether we've eaten one for breakfast or not. I think we have to stop thinking of free speech as the freedom to express different, maybe polarized views. Instead, we should think of ourselves as a resistance movement against an attack on the part of the government and as free speech fighters for the common good.
Thank you so much, Anne. Awesome. One more big round of applause for Anne. Okay, amazing. And last but certainly not least today, the last person that we want to have to speak a few words is Dr. Tom Alter.
Thank you all so much for being out here today. It's so heartening to see friends, people I've known for years, my fellow union members, my union family in the TSEU, in the AAUP, and all of those who support democratic rights. I was fired for supposed criminal activity, inciting violence, and for being a danger to the health and safety of the Texas state community. However, no examples were given of this supposed criminal activity, and I was not inciting violence. I was in my home office on a Zoom call, speaking in my own private capacity, exercising my democratic rights. But in that talk, now infamous talk that has gotten me fired, I was calling for health care, for union rights, for living wage, for working people, and defending transgender people. I ask, what is more of a danger to the health and safety of the Texas State community? Siding with an open fascist who has horribly anti-Semitic views and anti-queer views, or for calling for health care and defending union rights and defending trans people? As I've said throughout, this fight does not start with me and it does not end with me. Just this past Friday, I was at Rutgers University, where I was asked to speak there by the Rutgers chapter of the AAUP, where I stood on a panel with people that have also been facing attacks on their democratic rights and their freedoms. Those that have spoke out in defense of the Palestinian people, this ongoing genocide. Those that were speaking out for gun control, and also for their basic human rights. And for this, they were fired. And we've seen these examples here as well, Caleb and Rich. And when I say this does not start with me, it does not end with me, what we have is not just the repression that we are facing, but the fight back that we are engaging in. That is what unites us. We are now engaged in the fight of our lives, the fight of this moment. This is what history has thrust upon us at this moment now, to stand on the shoulders of those that have fought before us in the civil rights movement, in the women's rights movement, in the union movement. Now is our time. I call on you to join your union and to participate in the struggle for democratic rights. Thank you.
One more time for Dr. Tom Alter. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, as we come to a close today, just wanted to give some final reminders that this should not be the last action that we take. We should be joining our union, organizing, talking to our coworkers about unionizing, about our working conditions, about our pay, and about attacks on free speech. So you can go and find Mike over here with the clipboard if you want to sign up for the union. The other big thing that you can find on the clipboard or a staff member walking around later is some instructions on how to contact the Board of Regents to encourage them to reinstate Dr. Tom Alter. So please go ahead and continue to take those actions today. Join your everyone. Woohoo!
I'll get Alter. He's talking to Aaron right now. Okay, ready? Okay, first we'll just have you say and spell your name, please, and you'll just look at me the whole time for this, just pretend like the camera's not there. We'll start with you.
My name is Maddie Zajcik, M-A-D-D-I-E-Z-A-J-I-C-E-K.
Okay.
My name is Kai Josh, K-A-I-J-O-S-H.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, the mic will pick you up. Okay, so why don't you tell me what made you come out here today?
Well, I first heard of this rally while I was on a rally on the 7th for Friday against the compact. And I was curious. It said that he was fired for free speech, so I read an article that was written in September about him, said that he was inciting violence when all he was doing was in his own free time calling for health care and rights for everyone. So I thought that was really unfair and decided to show my support.
Yeah. And why are you out here today?
I'm gonna be honest, because of her. She told me about the rally, and I figured since I had nothing else to do today, I'd come. When I got here, though, I was really shocked. I did not know like the extent to which these injustices were happening. So I'm really glad I came here today. It really opened up my mind. I really saw what was actually going on.
What do you hope the overall message is to the regions inside right now? Hopefully they are seeing the people out here in support of Tom Alter.
I'm honestly hoping they'll like stop being cowards. I feel like a lot of the people in charge nowadays are just trying to protect themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, they should really start protecting the people and thinking about us. We give them the power that they have, even if not directly, and they really need to start focusing on the people and what we need and what we want.
Yeah, definitely. Talk to me about how it makes you feel. I know especially you said coming here it made you realize sort of the extent and how this isn't just one case, but we're hearing more and more cases of similar things happening. How does it make you feel?
I didn't know we were here for more than one case. I had not heard of Caleb Newton. I did not know that it was legal to even be fired over talking about a rally in your own personal time off of company policy. I'm not sure if it even is legal, so I really hope that they reinstate Tom Alter and they reconsider cases of firing for other Texas employees.
Yeah, and what does go through your head when you realize these public employees are being fired based on their private comments that they made online?
I'm shocked and very appalled, and I think this is like first step towards a very dystopian society that we really don't want to see happening. We need to definitely crack down on it and make sure that this kind of stuff just isn't happening to good people.
And lastly, do you guys live here in Austin, or are you TSU students?
We're UT students.
UT students.
UT students.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. It was nice to meet you. Thanks for speaking with us.
Oh my God.
Where is he? Oh yeah, I see him. When you get a minute, can we grab you for an interview?
Yeah, they ask this first,
Okay,
and then
no
it'll come
worries,
like that.
no
I'll kind of
worries.
go down the
Okay,
line.
yeah, thank you. Good to see you again. Okay. Yeah, no shit. Okay, well. Hi, how are you? Farrah Walton.
What is it?
Farrah.
Farrah?
Yeah,
How are
with
you?
CBS Austin. Doing well. Thank you, Jalen.
I'm Josh.
All right, perfect. Let's ask you a couple quick questions.
Take a step back.
And then you'll just look at me the whole time. Pretend like the camera's not there. Ready? Okay, first we'll just have you say and spell your name and your title, please.
Yeah, Josh Reyna, JoshReyna. My title is a candidate for House District 49, also Chief of Staff and General Counsel in the Texas Senate.
Okay. You have more than a decade of experience working in politics, is that correct?
In politics and in the legislature.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are the cases we're seeing recently with state employees getting fired over comments that they're making about politics in their personal time? What kind of message is it sending out?
Well, it ends up that the First Amendment is under attack. The freedom of speech is under attack. And so, when Republicans want to talk about the freedom of speech being under attack, they're the biggest suppressors of it. We see faculty being fired for their personal points of view. We see students being expelled. We've seen the legislature banning books. This is not a society that is embracing freedom of speech. So it's important as union members to come out and support our union brothers and sisters, because when you come for one, you come for all of us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How has this been different today than what you've seen in your time in the political world?
It's just escalating to a point where it's creating this, I would say, unsafe environment, in higher education, where the only speech being protected is the speech of, the Republican leadership, the speech that they want to hear. If you have any sort of dissenting opinions, you're going to be under attack and be at risk of being fired or expelled, which is not right and is not what we need in higher education today.
And lastly, what are leaders here in Texas? What needs to happen? What do you think to change this?
Yeah, I think freedom of speech needs to apply to everybody, not just to the right. It needs to apply to the left and everybody in between. Whatever their label is or no label, the First Amendment should apply to all Americans. And so I think it's important, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you have to speak up when that freedom of speech is under attack for one person, because if it's under attack for one person, it's under attack for you as well.
All right, well said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Whenever one state, especially Texas, like, has a show,
Yeah, I think
Yes.
That's why this is a real erosion. It's all about precedent.
All right, then we'll snag you. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a very working class school, very diverse population.
I know. It's very funny. When I was
but now I have to.
I was an angry communist. I didn't want to go to football. Now I'm like shelling out the big bucks to go to my games. They'll come around.
I'm really into their life.
They just want to be like hardcore.
That's great. That's great. And they should do that. No,
They're not getting political enough.
I'm doing great. I was deep diving on this kind of hashtag no future. That's what, you know what I mean? You don't worry.
I know, we're like, I was like, guys, I have to reach this rally. I know you don't want to shout out right now.
My sister's taking a nap right now.
Yes.
Get off your couch.
But Tori will get mad, like she'll be like, she gets mad. She gets mad. When she got into, well, we got really worried because Tori was like right after her.
And I was chief staff. Yeah, for the past 4 years. Yeah, for the past 4 years, and I'm ready for this.
Can we do a picture real quick?
We might as well just stay here, right? final point? We gotta go
That's what they were telling me.
Okay.
No kings around.
But that's particularly bad. That's meaning you
The sun sets at 5:37.
Come after me, so it's like, no.
Do you think we should just like shoot when it was live? Then, like, is it worth waiting like an extra half hour so that we could just like be home for the rest of the day? Not have to come back out?
Good to see you again. Yeah. Call me anytime.
We'll give this to you so it doesn't get lost.
Yes. Okay. And like the info line, we used to drive out. But it's so true. I mean, and occasionally probably they will monitor different things, but I think it's like all the time now. And it's like you're not even really fighting it that much. Like, standard issue shoes, you know, you can see their each other's back pockets. Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's why I'm still making scenes, having meetings in person. You know, that's like all like.
I got invited to
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Okay.
Ready?
And Lone Star Zine Fest
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
our neighbor Mark moved the back porch fence formula. That's how I met her.
Nice. Okay.
And we were selling at a vintage market. And she's trying to do, it's like a decade, or she wants like each person to take a year. I don't remember the exact project. I do it. You should do it.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
So good to see you again, Tom. Yes, of course, of
All right,
course.
well, do you want to get, okay, let's see.
Yeah. All right.
I know.
I'll do it.
Ready? Okay, so you just look at me the whole time, pretend like the camera's not
Okay,
there.
yeah.
Hopefully, it'll help with the sun
Yeah.
a little bit. Okay, first say and spell your name, please.
Yes, my name is Tom Alter. That's TOMALTER.
Okay, first, talk to me about how it feels to see so many people out here in support of not only your case, right, but the other cases that we're seeing.
Yes, this is so heartening. As like I've said repeatedly, this doesn't start with me, it doesn't end with me. And as we've seen, it hasn't. I mean, but what has united us is not just that we've been fired or faced repression and violation of our free speech, but that we were fighting back. And that's what's so heartening, to see so many people out here that care about basic constitutional and democratic rights. Because the First and 14th Amendments are under a serious assault right now. And so that's what this is about. This is about defending our constitutional rights.
What do you hope is the outcome from the Board of Regents?
Well, I hope the outcome is that they do the right thing. That that'd be reinstatement. That it would be nice if there was a due process hearing, that I would be inside there right now instead of out here speaking to you and with this rally, or we could hear evidence and I could defend myself. But 85 years of academic norms, of going back to the AAUP statement of 1940, have been violated here, as well as basic democratic and constitutional rights.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Free speech and academic freedom are core values of higher education.
Yes.
Talk to me about how some might say those core values are being threatened right now in Texas.
They're under serious assault. I mean, the governor himself is saying they're targeting leftist ideologies. But have you seen, like in practice, what his definition of leftist ideologies goes from myself as a socialist, which has been a part of the American political tradition, going back to Thomas Paine, to just basically your centrist Democrats. So when you have from socialists to the centrist Democrats being attacked, what does that leave? And who is actually who is waging ideological warfare? I'm not out here calling for firing or censoring of anybody. Who is doing the firing and who is doing the censoring? That's what people need to ask.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, there have been more than 5,000 letters written sort of in support of you.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about what that means. And you even had your fellow professor here.
Yeah.
Kind of talk to you about how important you are to your students, and then you suddenly disappeared. So talk to me about the overall support.
The overall support has been incredibly heartwarming, and it shows that faculty and students and staff at Texas State and across Texas and the country value democracy. That's what's under assault right here. Not everyone has to agree with everybody. I wasn't asking people to agree with everything I said, but it's just part of discourse and debate and presenting new ideas. And that's what universities are supposed to be about. It's just having debate, openness, and that's what pushes innovation forward. That's what universities should be. It's not a popularity contest or centers of indoctrination. They're supposed to be centers of open debate and discussion. And when you clamp down on that in any form, it's the danger to eroding a basic democratic society.
Yeah. Dr. Alter, is there anything else that you want to include?
I just encourage people to join a union and stand up for your rights.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.